England against Argentina coming up in the World Cup semi-finals later today. It's in your hands now, lads. Roar them on. You can do this. Goat Busters, one of my favourites there. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Okay. Meanwhile, in Argentina, they're saying like in '86, and Argentina will be wearing
4 newspapers for England, 1 for Argentina. It seems balanced coverage.
It's got nothing to do with me. There's a lot of history in this fixture, including the Falklands Islands, something that was discussed by both coaches ahead of it. Here is Thomas Tuchel and Lionel Scaloni.
We respect our opponent, but we don't dip in historic events, and we don't make it bigger than it is. It's a big football match. It's, like you said, a big occasion. We are very excited, grateful, but very hungry and ready to go.
Es que la realidad es que es un partido de fútbol. Yo no puedo mezclar las cosas, sobre todo por respeto a lo que pasó hace tantos años. Fue una época de nuestra historia muy triste y que nosotros no podemos hacer mucho. Esa es la realidad. Y es un partido de fútbol, no hay otra. Entonces, mezclarlo sería una locura en esta época en la que vivimos.
It's very unique to play against the reigning champions. It's very unique to play against Leo Messi and his team. It's unique to play with England against Argentina. It's just a big match in a big tournament.
Isn't it just an iconic rivalry between England and Argentina, particularly in World Cup competition? Taking a look at some of what's gone by. 1962, they met in the group stages. England won 3-1. Bobby Charlton, Jimmy Greaves and Ron Flowers with the goals. On that day, 66 World Cup quarter-final, Antonio Ratin, refusing to leave the pitch, was escorted off by police after a red card. 1-0, that finished to England. And then we get a little closer, 1977, friendly in the Bombonera, 1-1, that finished. And of course, once again, there was drama with teeth being punched out.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just say, a bit of bad blood. 1986, the quarter-final at Azteca, the hand of God, and of course the goal of the century too, but the one remembered particularly by the English fans is Maradona's handball goal. 1998, David Beckham sent off for kicking out at Simeone. That game went down to penalties. You all know how that ends for England. That was the round of 16. 2002 World Cup stage, some redemption for Beckham here because he converted the penalty that made it 1-0. Pochettino took down Michael Owen in the box there, yep.
Allegedly.
Argentina eliminated in the group stage. And Pochettino in 2016 said it was 15 years ago when Owen dived. Don't believe that English football is always fair because Owen jumped like he was in a swimming pool. Come on, I didn't touch him. I promise you, it's true. Yep. A lot of history here. Julian Laurent is back with us, and Archie, you're in too, wearing his lucky shirt apparently for England, that is, not for Argentina. But Archie, it does feel as though there seems to be a little, maybe this is a bias of my own, it feels there's a bit of an overconfidence coming from the English right now.
You feel
No, I don't feel overconfident. I fear the overconfidence.
Oh, okay. I mean, look, famously, we are not known for our overconfidence in England. We never get overhyped about things. We never get ahead of ourselves. That's not happened in any of our previous tournaments. So I think that on this front, I mean, look, the things that I've been hearing that have been happening here, on the plus side, we've seen a mural go up in Birmingham of Morgan Rogers and Jude Bellingham eating chips like that. There's been one supermarket which has taken out its Argentinian wine. Have that. Okay, it costs about $10, but, you know, I'm sure that's really striking right to the heart of the Argentinians right now. If I was to try and be serious about the game, which, as you know, is a tough thing, cautious optimism, I would say. I think there is a bit more realism in England after the past few years, having been in finals and got further in competitions than ever before, that there is more of an understanding, not a complete understanding, because that is not something that we are capable of in this country, but more of what it will take to beat this Argentina team. And it will be tough. It will undoubtedly be tough. It will be an absolutely massive scrap. But I'm seeing here, I'm feeling the vibes in Manchester. There are more and more England shirts that I'm seeing throughout the day. People do believe, but they know it will be a tricky one.
It's got to be a tricky one. This is an Argentina side at LA who, OK, they might have had to take extra time. It might have come at the death in some of the games, but what we have seen is that they refuse to give in, and that's why they are where they are right now.
I know this is tough to listen to, Kay. I know it is. But England are and should be the favorites. They should be the favorites. Even though they have had some uneven performances, at the very least, what you cannot question from England is that physically they are stronger now than what we have seen from Argentina over the last 3 matches. Argentina have been dragging their legs. This is just a physical observation. I'm not even talking about the tactics or the level of play or the talent of players. I'm just talking about running. Argentina are not running very well. And so if England are able to speed this game up and really dominate the midfield, they're going to put Argentina in a situation in which they're going to be uncomfortable. Argentina were against the ropes against Egypt. They were hanging on against Cape Verde, in trouble against Egypt, real trouble against Egypt, and they were being dominated against Switzerland. It wasn't until the red carpet Brelon Bolo that there was a turnaround in that match. I appreciate the heart of a champion. I appreciate the passion and the character from Argentina, but they're going to need more today than that in order to beat England. I know you don't want to hear it, Kay, but England should be the favorites going into this match.
Tuchel's got to get his lineup right today, Nadem.
Yes, he does, but then the players themselves have to perform in a better way than they did in the last game. And I think this game itself, from my perspective, Argentina will try and make it a game that suits them. And as Ali said, it won't be about the running. It'll be about some of those duels. It'll be about the passion. It'll be about the quality on the field and so on. I think if England get dragged into a game where, they're trying to be winning fouls and stuff like that, I think it suits Argentina more. I think the more England can keep the ball just on the field and force Argentina back, then I think we see the version of Argentina which we've seen in recent games where they've struggled at times to teams which we wouldn't expect. And I think with the speed that England can have in transitions, especially out wide, they can definitely have those moments. And it'll be interesting to see from an Argentina perspective, can they do these sorts of comebacks against a better side, in my opinion, like England, who are prepared to, they've shown, basically, this whole thing's split in two, isn't it? You have the sort of pure quality team side of things on one side of the bracket and just the grit side in terms of Argentina and England. So you could, I understand why England are favourites. France were favourites yesterday. England more often than not will be favoured in this type of game, generally speaking, but they still need to perform to their best and make sure they don't play into Argentina's strengths, because if they do, I think this is going to be another disappointment.
It's two sides who are probably pretty tired by this point as well, Shaka. We've seen those extra times. We've seen England at altitude in Miami. Two sides who aren't maybe at their best right now, having to try and get their spot in a final today.
Yeah, but what we've seen with Argentina, even though it's gone into extra time and at least two of those knockout games and gone to the 97 or 98th in the other, is in Argentina, regardless of how tired they may be, regardless of how long they stay in this competition, they are going to go the distance. And they are going to make you earn that win, however that comes. So for England, they've got to match that. They've got to be prepared to cope with that grit, that determination, that fight, that physicality throughout this competition. I get it. England are favourites for their football, but Argentina I think they know this territory. They are able to cope with it better than most. And in this one little number 10 guy, they have a player who in a moment can change games better than anybody else in world football.
To the point that you were making there, Shaq, and I think it's a critical one, not just about Lionel Messi, but Argentina as a whole. What the sense that I get from this group is that they're willing to die on the field. That's the passion with which they play. England has to be willing to die on the field. And I know it sounds like an exaggeration, but you see the connection that Argentina has with emotion, and their game thrives on emotion. Does England match that emotion? And are they able to match that feeling of, we're going to do everything and anything in order to bring this joy to our fan base and to our country? The hopes of a nation are on our shoulders, and we're willing to carry that load. Argentina has proven that they can do that, and they're still doing that. England must be willing to do that as well.
Yeah, Jules, it's a total and complete brotherhood, to LA's point, Argentina. Do you see that from England?
Yeah, I think we saw the spirit and the character, the personality in the game against Mexico, for example, even in the game against Norway to a lesser extent. Really, I mean, I don't see any scenario where Argentina beat England. I think England have too much in terms of pace and speed, which Argentina doesn't have anymore, in terms of physicality and intensity that Argentina don't have. Argentina, and Nedum is right, will play their game in the sense that it will be a street fight, and then there's Messi. And Messi can win any game on his own, sure, to a certain extent again. And I think England, if they don't mess it up individually, not dealing well with emotions like the French yesterday, if Tuchel doesn't mess it up tactically or in his game selection, I just think they're too strong for this Argentina team, who, as Ali was saying, have been struggling the last 3 games, and this is not going to change. It's not going to change tomorrow, this afternoon, sorry. So, for me, England are a huge favourite, and rightly so, and they should go through.
Yeah, for me, like, based on what everyone's saying, like, England obviously have to match that level of intensity that Argentina will bring. But what's important is they have to play their own game as well. I think if they decide to try and play this game the way that Argentina want to do it and show that they can fight as well as like the main point, I think they'll really struggle. Because if, for example, they make it through this game and then they all of a sudden try and battle and play the way Spain play in the final, they'll get destroyed. So I think they need to essentially find a way to maintain their identity. But like I say, know that every duel is going to be important and they have to be able to match Argentina.
Archie, how are you feeling about Jules' confidence in England there?
Don't need it, Kay. I really don't need it. Like, anytime I hear something like that, it's like, oh no. Look, as somebody who is very much a calculated pessimist and will tip Argentina to win tonight in the hope that it brings about an England result. I've done it in the past. It works. Everyone's got their own ways of dealing with these things, okay? I'm quite superstitious. When I was watching games earlier in the tournament with some friends, I had to be in a different room to them because England weren't scoring whilst I was in the room with them. It wasn't working. I had to go into a different room 20 minutes before the end of the Congo game, and what do you know? It did mean that I had to watch the whole of the Mexico game in my bedroom alone, which was terrifying and galling at the same time. But look, I'm nervous, Kay. I'm really nervous.
Okay, Archie, go and lock yourself in a room. That seems to be the key. We're going to let you go and do that.
I've got to go to a watch party for us tonight.
You need to go find some back door and just lock yourself in it, okay? You'll be fine.
Let me just say, this game comes down to one thing I realised.
Thank you.
If Jules puts on an England
That's
shirt,
why I'm
it's all
It's
over.
over. It's
You
over.
should have brought an
That's all.
Argentina
Never mind
shirt.
all the tactics and selections. If Jules
Hey, he's
puts on
brought
an
one as well,
England
by the
shirt,
way. I've seen
it is over.
He's brought one. I've seen it. On the Average Pod.
You should wear your Argentina shirt today, Jules, just like you wore your French shirt yesterday. All right, thank you so much. There will be reaction to this semi-final.
You're gonna be
We'll be
okay.
back with the boys.
You're gonna be fine, Kay.
5 p.m. Eastern, ESPN 2. Who knows where I'll be at that time.